Rosie, Billy Watson, and his Allstar Imaginary Band. Very bad.
Well, I'm a fan of a football fan. I used to be a model football fan, but then I grew up. I support the team from Edinburgh called Hibernian, or Hips for short. They're actually pretty shit, so I guess technically I am not really a football fan.
Work puts a hitch in it. I hate working for a living. I guess that's why I'm unemployed just now. I just don't have the right attitude. I used to have a job. I used to work in a chemical factory. I had the same job as Homer Simpson. That's right, I was a professional T-Jenny. I could pile away the donuts as well. Although I got bald like Homer, and I don't have a big beer belly like Homer, I knew it was time to leave the job when my skin started turning bright yellow. That was one similarity too far. Have you seen the state of the music charts recently? Hardly any of them can write a song or even play an instrument. They all get told what to sing and then they have to perfect their dance routines. That isn't rock and roll, is it? Whatever happened to good music with good lyrics, with powerful social comment and philosophical meanderings? Like the Rolling Stones, I can't get no satisfaction. Or the Who. People try to put us down talking about my generation. Or the Beatles. John Lennon wrote some fucking great lyrics like goo goo a juba, goo goo a jube, I am a fucking walrus. So are you all looking forward to Christmas then? No, neither am I. I don't know about you, but I get depressed every year at Christmas time. I think it's because we are under so much pressure to enjoy ourselves. It's like I'd be locked inside a comedy club for 24 hours. Not a good idea.
Oh my God, let's talk about charity collectors. You know charity collectors? No. I don't think so, because they are a pain in the fucking arse, and they are. You can't walk up the high street these days without somebody trying to take your hard-earned roll money off you. It all started a few years ago with the big issue sellers. They were like the pioneers of the harass you in the street charity collector dudes, weren't they? I've got a problem with those guys. For a start, they're better dressed than I am. Not that I'm grudging them good footwear, it's just if you're gonna beg, you could at least do me the honor of dressing down, eh? For God's sake, make an effort.
You know the things I hate most about this fucked up world is the goddamn adverts. And those magazines like Loaded, for the men and women's ones, are the same with the likes of Cosmopolitan, She, Vogue, and Harry Twat. For they all set impossible standards for us to live up to, don't they? I mean, no matter how hard you try, you can never meet these imaginary standards. I, for instance, have a problem with CDs. I've got far too many CDs. If I were to listen to all my CDs consecutively, I would still be listening to them by the time politicians finally start telling the truth. We all know that the sun would have run out of hydrogen to burn by the time that finally happens. That is assuming the lying bastard scientists are telling the truth, and that the sun isn't just a big warm light, much closer than we think, inside a dome, just like the Truman Show or the Simpsons movie.
Everybody's favorite topic, or so we are led to believe by the amount of it we see every day, whether we want to or not. Sex, 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 sex. It's everywhere these days, isn't it? I'm bloody sick of it. It sells papers, magazines, it's in every television advert. A film is not complete without the obligatory sex scene. And on it goes. It gives the impression that everyone in the whole world, except for you, is having a big orgy of mind-blowing, sheet-staining, bed-busting sex every day. It is everywhere, of course apart from my bedroom, because I have been married a while. And the wife's cap has went a bit stale. It's like a moldy loaf of bread. Mind you, if I pleasured her a bit more often, then maybe it would get its old sparkle back. I am having some Eric Shawn problems these days. I just can't seem to get it up like I used to. When the wife puts on her sexy knickers, I'm like, I I've seen them. They may have worked 10 years ago, but you've let yourself go quite a bit since then. She isn't pleased when I say that though. She's like, well, when I said I wanted to send it, I meant a fucking house.
I'm gonna talk a little bit about technology, you know, because everybody always says technology is a great thing, don't they? They say, oh, you've got to keep up to date with technology, no questions asked, otherwise you'll get left behind. Hey, is that right? Left behind where exactly? Planet Earth? Is Apple about to launch an IUFO? And all the nerds are going to speed off to a galaxy far, far away? The further away, the fucking better, if you ask me.
Cause I just don't like talking to someone when they're more interested in their mobile phone. I feel like grabbing them by the throat and saying, you look at that phone again and I will ram it so far up your ass, next time it rings, you will think you've got tinnitus. Don't get me wrong, I know that technology has done some great things for mankind, like those dancing Coca-Cola cans. Remember them? They were brilliant, eh? I love those technology, where would we be without it? Paradise, probably.
You know, about 6 and 28 a while ago.
Let me share my thoughts on the subject with you. You see, I don't think we should promote homosexuality in the schools. I think that there is enough promotion of it everywhere else. Thank you very much. Why don't we promote unconditional love in the schools? Or how to respect everyone's right to be an individual? Or how to love yourself properly? I don't mean how to have a good wank. That way this gayness just wouldn't be an issue, would it? You could be shagging a gay, one-eyed, three-legged, buck-toothed, hairy donkey for all I care. By all means, fucking get on with it. As long as the donkey is a willing participant, of course. I don't want to be responsible for a spate of donkey or rape.
Please don't, I don't have any friends on language. By the way, I don't mean Sting's old band. No, I am of course talking about Her Majesty's finest bunch of wankers. Because guess what? Although the police do seem to be quite big fans of me, I they do, because every time I get in my car they take my fucking picture. They're watch from the paparazzi. It's so real, flash, flash, flash. As I am driving down the street, then a couple of days later they send me the photos and ask for an autograph and 50 quid to help support my own fan club. Oh, hey, they're true fans of me, alright. Actually, they don't so much ask me for an autograph. Blackmail me. I was trying to form a band, and one potential band member handed me a David App video called Turning Off the Tide. I watched it, then watched the news and instantly realized how much shite they're talking. It may have been in that Turning of the Tide video, but somewhere along the line David mentioned Bill Hicks. So I thought after being good in drama in school and being able to make people laugh, that I could be a comedy preacher just like Bill. He was an American comedian who talked about a secret cabal who rules the world by using media to placate the masses. However, he died of pancreatic cancer in 1993 and was reborn as Alex Jones in 1994. Alright, I'd like to talk about this war on terrorism, because everywhere I go, nobody's talking about it. If you try to bring it up in conversation, everyone's like, don't mention the war. Don't mention the war. It's like living inside an episode of fucking Foley Towers. Feel like I mentioned it once, but I think I got away with it, alright? Alright. I'm like, hey, you had any big bumps on the head recently? Any stags' heads fell on top of you? Or do you just watch the news? Is that what caused your brain damage?
Who thinks the government is there to represent us? You do, eh? Well, guess what? You're all I know. Technically, that's what they're supposed to do. But in reality, government is there with sole purpose to fuck you up the ass with an Olympic-sized baseball bat. Sorry, I couldn't think of a better way to say that. I know it's quite graphic, but I would rather literally be fucked up the ass by a gay buck-toothed donkey with a formidable-sized penis than to be metaphorically fucked up the ass by evil P-dudes for all fuckwits with no soul who propagate an agenda to steal yours by incrementally implementing a fascist dictatorship designed to turn you into an unthinking, unquestioning worker bee who bends over and takes corporate baseball bats up your tender red raw jackside with the force of steam-driven piston on a daily, second-by-second basis.
The reason I got into comedy was not necessarily to make people laugh, but rather to start a revolution. I've come a long way in my understanding of the bigger picture since those days, and I don't actually want to start a revolution at all now. I think that's the last thing we need, because a revolution is to just keep going around in a circle. I think we've been doing that long enough with things like protest marches and the odd riot, which incidentally are usually started by agent provocateurs.
There have been more than enough revolutions already, thanks very much, and most if not all of them have created nothing but terror and bloodshed and more acquisitions of power by those who seek to gain. Those who manipulate society to further their agenda for total world dominance. And hey-ho, what do you know, they have just about got there, if not already done so. Revolutions you see keep us stuck on the wheel of the rat race of survival of the fittest, and may the weakest be damned, maimed, or killed, so I don't think we need another revolution. What we need now is a tangent point.
Enjoying the fun, Billy Watson got TV. Billy Watson TV. Come join the fun. Enjoying the fun, Billy Watson got TV.